So you have to get really close to these, and I guess that's something to keep in mind when you want to address the body. This mic is probably the same as that one up there. The larger of the two mics at the front of the room, that's what you would want to speak into very, very closely when you want to share your thoughts with the body. So here we are, and I should say that normally we would start a little bit early and we would have one of our representatives or state senator speaking to us. We do not have a representative or state senator with us tonight. I understand that Kevin Winter does have some papers at the very back sharing his thoughts. So if you want to pick one of those up at some point, that would be your update from Representative Kevin Winter. I'm Andy Tanger. I'm the town moderator. And it's 6 o'clock, and since we don't have anybody to share their thoughts with us about the legislation, I guess we'll get going. Before we do that, I'd like Jim Heel to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. This on? That's your one. You have to be really close to it, Jim. You almost have to talk with it in your mouth.
I've been given the honor of asking everybody to stand, remove your cover, and to pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. While you're still standing, I did a little research, and we've lost an awful lot of people in the last year or so. So I'd like a moment of silence for those folks who lived in the town, did things for the town. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Continue.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Very nice.
I guess I should, first of all, because I occasionally forget, across the front at the table, we have Faith Pepis, who is clerk for the Select Board, Carol Garrow-Woolley, Mark Turco, Diana Garrow, Jeff Chase, and Liz Carroll. Our town officers, the ones that you'll call to say nice things about the town and how well everything is running. This is run under Robert's rules. They're the basic rules for the meeting, except for where Vermont law takes precedence. The body cannot change Vermont law, but you can change Robert's rules with a 2/3 vote if desired. It's a question of the rules. After you've spoken once on a particular article, you're not going to be recognized a second time until others who wish to speak on the article have been recognized. Address all the comments, please, the remarks to me. They should be addressed to the issue, and there should be no personal attacks. Vermont state law prohibits consideration of articles that have not been warned. That means there cannot be any binding action under the article of other business. This is your meeting. It's my job to help you accomplish the intended business. Please raise your hand if you think what is happening is wrong, or if you want to do something and you don't know how to proceed. If you feel that I've ruled on something improperly, you have the right to challenge the moderator's ruling. Only registered voters of the town may vote at the meeting. So, is there anybody here who is not a registered voter of the town? If so, would you raise your hand, please? Thank you. And if you want to speak, I'm sure we'll allow you to, Craig. You may not vote, and unless there is a suspension of the rules, you may not speak on any of the articles. Because this meeting is conducted under Robert's rules, those who have joined us by Zoom, and I don't know if anybody's joined us by Zoom or not, but they can watch the meeting, but there is no ability to participate in the meeting. Here we go. The legal voters of the town of Mount Holly, Vermont are hereby notified and warned to meet at the Mount Holly School at 6 p.m. in the evening, Monday, March the 2nd, 2026, to act on the following articles, 2 and 14. On Tuesday, March the 3rd, to vote by Australian ballot at the Mount Holly Town Office. Polls will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. to vote on the following articles: 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. These articles may be discussed at tonight's meeting. Article 1, to elect all town officers as the law directs. That will be by Australian ballot. Under Article 1, if there's anyone who is running for office who would like to stand up and introduce themselves and make a few brief comments, you may do so now. Any takers? Okay. Oh, we have a hand up. There it is. Okay. You'll want that microphone, and the bigger of the two mics, and be very, very close to it.
Hi, I'm June Cabron, and I'm running for Lister. And my background has been in the...
It has to be right at your lip, at your bottom lip. Yep. For us to hear.
Okay, is that better? Yeah. All right, I'll start over again. I'm June Cabron, and I'm running for Lister. My background is in accounting and the computer technology fields, working with various levels of management. I am retired, therefore I can spend a lot of time in the office or in classes as needed. And I'm qualified for this position. I promise to be fair, accurate, and open-minded. Thank you for your support.
Anyone else to speak under that article, running for office? Okay, we'll go to Article 2. To act on the town officer's report. So I would entertain a motion to accept the town officer's report. Looking out there, that's your cue. Second? Second. Moved and seconded. Any opposed? Hearing none. The town officer's reports have been accepted. Oh, I'm sorry.
Roger moved and who seconded?
Oh, who made the second?
Fra. Okay.
Francis Fra-Devon? Okay, thank you. Article 3, does the town vote the following budget for the fiscal year 2026, 2027 to be raised by tax? The general fund, net, $452,755. The highway fund, net, $584,900. The total of A and B to be voted on by Australian ballot, $1,037,655. Is there any discussion on that article? Hearing none, we'll move to Article 4. Does the town vote $85,000 for the Asset Equipment Fund for fiscal year 2026-2027 to be raised by tax? Again, Australian ballot. Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll move to the next article. Does the town vote to the Mount Holly Volunteer Fire Department Incorporated an operating budget of $94,700 for the 2026-2027 fiscal year, and the Vehicle Replacement Fund of $85,000 for a total of $179,700 to be raised by tax. Again, that's Australian Ballot. Is there anyone who would like to speak to that article?
I would like
Yes.
to speak on behalf.
Give us your name, please, for the minutes. Thank you.
Tiffany Austin. All right, I'm the secretary and the treasurer of the Mount Holly Volunteer Fire Department. I would just like to thank our community for her continued support. Last year, 2025, we had 160 total calls. 96 was first response calls and 64 fire calls alone. We would appreciate if you voted yes for Article 5. Thank you for your continued support.
Any further discussion on that article? We'll move to Article 6. Does the town vote $12,000 for the Mount Holly Town Library to be raised by tax? That will be an Australian ballot vote. Any discussion? Yes.
I'm Joe Galbraith. I'm the town librarian. I'd just like to thank the township and the community for their continued support of the library. And if you go to page 52 of your book, you will see a well-documented report of some of our activities for 2025. In 2026, we're going to be continuing our monthly movie series. I'd like to see more of you there. We're showing classic films all year long. As a matter of fact, on March 21st at 7 o'clock, we'll be showing To Have and Have Not, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in her first movie. So I'm really hoping to see more of you folks there. And again, thank you so much for your continued support of the library. At this point, I'd like to ask a board member of the library, Katie Crane, to come up and say a couple words about a program that's coming up.
Thank you, Joe. Talking about this book, Vermont Reads.
Katie, you need to get very close to the microphone.
Is this all right? Can you hear me now? Okay. Vermont Reads is a program that selects one book every year and manages to get free copies to all the libraries, all the public libraries of Vermont. This year we're reading The Light Pirate. This is a bit of an apocalypse, dystopian but happy ending after climate change changes the world. And this is called The Light Pirate. We have free copies, 4 still available at the library. And this Saturday we'll have a very good speaker come to talk to the library and talk about this book. And she's been with us before. So do come to the library and pick up your copy of the book and come on Saturday and hear some more about it. Thank you.
Any more discussion under Article 6? If not, we'll go to Article 7. Does the town vote $2,000 for the Mount Holly Chit Chat to be raised by tax? That's an Australian ballot. Yes.
Hi, I'm Dennis Devereaux, and I'm president of the Chit Chat. We also oversee the Newsflash. So we certainly appreciate your support every year to make sure we can get it out. There's an annual fee that goes along with operating the Newsflash, so that annual fee comes out of that money. And I think everybody's aware of the cost of printing material, and also postage and stuff is up. So we appreciate the support you've given us and hope that you'll continue to support us. Thank you.
Any more comments under Article 7? If not, we will move to Article 8. Does the town vote for the following community and social services totaling $8,635 to be raised by a tax. Again, that is voted by Australian Ballot. The American Red Cross, $500. Brock Community Action in southwestern Vermont, $550. Rutland Mental Health Services, $1,302. VNA and Hospice of Southwest Region, $1,313. RSVP and the Volunteer Center, $100. Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging, $400. Regional Ambulance Service Incorporated, $620. Vermont Adult Learning, $500. Black River Good Neighbor Services Incorporated, $1,000. Vermont Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired, $150. Marble Valley Regional Transit District, $300. Vermont Center for Independent Living, $100. Green Up Vermont, $150. Child First Advocacy Center, $400. Cornerstone Housing Partners, formerly NeighborWorks, $500. Okemo Valley TV, $750. Is there anyone that would like to speak to that article? Hearing no one, we'll move on to Article 9. Does the town vote $2,500 for the Mount Holly Community Historical Museum to be raised by tax? An Australian ballot vote. Yes.
Dennis there, wrote still. So we hold our town's history, and we also educate many of the kids that visit, our town kids that visit the museum and stuff. And we've enjoyed your support in the past, and we do have an exemption from paying property tax. So we appreciated that's been made permanent and stuff. So this helps with our operating costs on our buildings, for sure. And we do, we do have a lot of visits from the school and stuff. So we hope some of you will make an appointment or come when we're open on weekends in the summer. We are in the middle of a foundation project for our original building, the Blacksmith Shop Museum. We're looking to raise about $140,000, and if we, do a lot better than that through grants that we're trying to get and stuff, we'd like to even raise it a little bit. But it's been over 35 years since the last foundation project there, and it definitely needs some work. And it's the deterioration and the erosion of the bank behind the museum by the brook hasn't helped for sure. So hopefully you'll support us with some of our operating costs. And if I can answer any questions, I will.
Any further discussion on that article? We'll move to Article 10. Does the town of Mount Holly vote to fund the after-school program at the Mount Holly School in the amount of $6,500 in fiscal year 2026, 2027 to maintain state funding to be raised by tax? Again, Australian ballot. Is there anyone who would like to speak to that?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm Julie Gorai. I'm the site coordinator for the Mount Holly After School program. I want to start by thanking you all for your continued support over the past many years. The Mount Holly After School program is funded in part by the town of Mount Holly, a 21st century grant, and parent fees. We are a Vermont Department of Children and Families licensed program, and so parents are eligible to receive state subsidy. Our goal is to offer high-quality educational, social, and recreational opportunities for the students, while also providing necessary support to the Mount Holly families. We operate on Monday through Friday from dismissal to 5 o'clock. We offer a wide variety of activities, usually starting with outdoor activities based on the season, such as sledding, snow scooters, bike riding. We also have an open library program which provides opportunities for the students to read, create arts and crafts, and engage in multiple STEM activities from racetrack design to chess club and Lego robotics. We also offer tutoring and multiple opportunities for the students to work together on self-directed projects such as writing scripts or teaching each other skills like origami or crochet. We host monthly visits from the Farm and Wilderness Lake Nineveh Foundation, Endless Creations Pottery Studio in Chester, and we're currently conducting a 6-week theater workshop led by a professional actor and theater educator who's also affiliated with the Western Playhouse. And we're also currently offering a stop frame video project in collaboration with Okemo Valley TV. The after-school program provides an opportunity for students to build friendships and collaborate on personal and shared goals. Currently, we have 49 kindergarten through 6th grade students who have been enrolled in the program this year. That's approximately 60% of the school population. We serve an average of 38 students each day. 27 of those students are enrolled all 5 days of the week. Others choose specific days based on family needs or interest in specific activities. The program is available from September to June. We employ licensed teachers as well as school day staff to promote consistency for the students. As always, we adapt and introduce programs to best serve the students. Hard to believe, but this year, my husband Jay and I, we will be celebrating our 40th year as Mount Holly residents. We truly appreciate what a great town this is to live in and how lucky we were to have our students be able to be raised here in this school and in this community. The after-school program provides a vital service for today's young Mount Holly families. We provide quality after-school care and enrichment opportunities for today's children. I'd like to express how appreciative we are for your continued support. Thank you.
Any other discussion on Article 10? We'll move to Article 11. Does the town vote to exempt Colfax Lodge, number 21, Independent Order of Odd Fellows, from town tax and be responsible for the school portion of taxes to be paid to the state of Vermont for a period of 5 years? Again, Australian ballot issue. Would anyone like to speak to that? Yes. And you are probably still Dennis Devereaux.
Should be the last time. Yes, Dennis Devereaux. So we hope for continued tax exemption on our property. We don't own any land. It's whatever the building sits on stuff. It's an uninsulated building that we make available for a lot of uses in town. If we didn't do the fundraisers, the barbecue and some of our dinners and some rentals, we certainly couldn't keep it open with the fire and liability insurance being what it is. But we do make it available. The community guild meets there once we get the water turned on from the middle of April till early December. So the Bone Builders meets there. The community association has a fundraiser there, an event, and our elementary school has a fundraiser there also. So we can like to see it continue to be there. It's one of the few lodge halls. There's lodge halls around, but there's not many active left in the state, unfortunately. But people are amazed at the inside. If you ever want to see the upstairs, the lodge hall itself, just let me know. We'll give you a look at the lodge hall. It's very interesting and very old. If I can answer any questions, I would be glad to. Yes, sir.
Very quick one. Is this a continuation of a exemption, or is this a new exemption?
No, every 3 years, it was 3, it might be 5 years now and stuff, so it's up to 5 years now. And they stopped it for the nonprofits like the museum, where we're a different type of organization and stuff. But yeah, it's just a continuation of what we've been having, and it's not a very high appraised value of the old building. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Who owns the land that you're on?
We own around it. The town, the beach committee owned all the way around in the beach, and that was voted by the town to take over the lakefront property and everything around there, and that was about 25, 26 years ago. Because of the condition of the dam, the town select board didn't want to make the decision because the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers had already declared that the dam was needed some work and probably could fail. And the town thought rather than them make the decision, the voters would make the decision, and it was overwhelmingly passed that all that land come over. But they own all the way around us. Anything else? Thank you.
Any further discussion on Article 11? We'll move to Article 12. Shall the town of Mount Holly adopt the Vermont Declaration of Inclusion, which reads, "The town of Mount Holly condemns racism and welcomes all persons, regardless of race, color, religion, national origin, sex and sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, age, disability, or socioeconomic status, and wants everyone to feel safe and welcome in our community. As a town, we formally condemn all discrimination in all of its forms, commit to fair and equal treatment of everyone in our community, and will strive to ensure all of our actions, policies, and operating principles reflect this commitment. The town of Mount Holly has and will continue to be a place where individuals can live freely and express their opinions." That will be voted on by Australian Ballot. Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none. Excuse me.
Could you give a little bit of the background of this particular thing?
I'm afraid I really can't and probably shouldn't as moderator. If somebody would want to speak to this, they can speak to it.
It's your
Yes.
baby, Steve Michelle, you brought it.
Not that I want to. Hi, I'm Steve Michelle. To try and answer your question, Phil, it's a group is trying to get all the towns in Vermont to adopt this declaration. And the way I'm buzzed on my phone, the way I'm know it is that all we're doing is putting in writing what we already do in this town. And the only thing we're going to do is basically adopt it, I hope, and then put it on our website. No more, no less. I don't know if I answered your question.
I know many other towns have also adopted it.
Yes, I don't know the number. I'm going to guess out of the 200 and some that I haven't visited, probably about 100 have adopted it so far. Approximately. Anything else? Oh, good, I can sit down. Thank you, Steve.
It's boy, the first time I've been able to quiet.
If there's no more discussion on that, we will. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
To the select board.
You want to come up and?
I just have a question. I'm wondering whether it's required for some of the grants.
The question is whether or not it is required. I assume you mean passage is required for some grants. And I can't speak to that. No knowledge.
Not to my knowledge.
Right, I'm not aware of anything like that.
No. It has no bearing impact on grant approval or dollar value of grants.
So the answer from Selectman Turco as well as Steve and Michelle is it not to their knowledge. Any other discussion on it? Okay. Article 13. Shall the town authorize the elimination of the office of town auditor with future audits to be provided by a public accountant licensed in this state in accordance with 17 Vermont statutes annotated 2651BA. Australian Ballot. Any discussion on that? Okay, we can move on to Article 14. I'm sorry. Yes, Dennis.
I was hoping somebody could speak to it a little bit, okay, especially if you've got questions. Dennis Evero, I'm sorry. So a lot of towns, town auditors don't have a lot of financial background a lot of times. So small towns have decided to hire outside auditors, qualified, to do the auditing of their books. And our town does the same thing. So our town auditors really put the town report together. They're not, I don't think they've got the financial background or want to do the financial stuff. So a lot of towns have moved to, small towns especially, but they have small populations, have moved to eliminate the office of auditor. And I know the select board has some other plans or something at maybe their next meeting if it does get adopted and stuff. But I do know that a lot of large towns, Manchester was the first one, my committee worked on it in Montpelier to allow them to hire assessors and not have auditors. These ski towns, it's so complicated, the value of everything they've got and the buildings that are in Manchester to begin with, that was so complicated that town auditors certainly didn't feel qualified, to do some of the assessing and stuff, and neither did the listers. So they went in that direction, and if you have any questions, I may not be able to answer all of it, but that's what this has to do with, is just eliminating them and allowing them to get outside audits. You had a question?
So I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, that they put together the town report?
That's the only thing our town auditors do, is put the town report together.
So if we get rid of the town auditors, who is the town report
Well,
going to?
Be a town report.
Do you want to talk about it?
So I'm going to pass the, oh, you don't have one? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, what we're looking into is having a town report committee. So that would take care of that position altogether. And we would have a certain number of people that would probably be appointed by the select board to fulfill that job. At this point in time, we hire out for auditors. So there are no in-house auditing.
And hasn't been for a long.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Yes, it's been a very long time, like 20 years or better. Yes.
So would the town report actually come from the outside auditors?
No.
Or we're not going to have a town report?
There might be a portion, there's a portion from the accountant that we have do it, but it's only a few pages.
Go ahead.
I think I answered it.
It's compiled.
It won't impact, in the end, it's not,
No.
the auditors
No.
are doing something that isn't really has
No,
anything to do with the elected position.
All they're doing is compiling all the information that's given to them by our treasurer and people in the town for any organizations, et cetera, and they're putting it into this book. And that's all they're doing. There is no going through the financials of the town.
Right, and if this article passes, what we'll do is look for letters of interest from folks in town who want to participate in the committee to put the town report together.
However, it'll be 1 year after this vote goes through before we can eliminate that position.
Correct.
Because in that time, the auditors will stay in place until next March. And then it will go forward with the town report committee.
I think next year, maybe we'll have a line item to add one more remote microphone, so we're not pushing it up and down the aisle. Any more discussion on Article 13? I guess I don't have to walk down the aisle again with the microphone. So let's, before we go to Article 14, in the past being last year, what we did was we allowed there to be a motion, if someone wanted to make the motion, to suspend the rules, to have any sort of a discussion about the town school, Mount Holly, the Ludlow School. That's because this is a town meeting, so it was not appropriate to actually have discussion about school issues. However, we were able, through Robert's rules, you can suspend the rules and then talk about what you would like. Now, that was because we had at least one person who was very conversant with the schools, and that person was interested in sharing what was going on. I don't see that person here today, so the question is, if you wanted to suspend the rules to talk about the school, is there anybody who is in the body here that wants to lead a very brief discussion about the rules? If not, that becomes a non-issue. Anybody? Craig?
I would be willing to, but I'm not a citizen of Mount Holly.
Okay. Is there anybody who would object to Craig speaking to us about the about school issues? If not, then Craig, you're not a resident of town, but we'd love to hear from you.
I move we suspend the rules to allow Craig to speak about the school issues.
Is there any object? Is there a second? Okay.
Steve Hazelden.
Yep.
Okay.
And the second? Any objection to that? Any objection to suspending the rules to allow discussion about the town schools? Hearing none, that passes. So, head up for a mic.
Might have to lift it up. Turn it this way.
Hi, everybody. I'm Craig. I'm the principal at Mount Holly School. I'll just keep it really brief. We very much appreciate all of the community and the support that you all give our school for many, many years. On the academic side of things, over the last 2 years, we've jumped into the top 20 and even a tie for top 10 in terms of our assessment results statewide, which is a pretty big accomplishment, so we're really proud of that. We have numerous programs, starting with French in kindergarten and mentoring for our students and partnerships. We do a lot of grant writing to try to keep things affordable. On the budget side of things, we have a level service budget this year, so no new programs, no new staffing. It's just basically continuing on from the current school year's budget. We were able to keep it at 2.9% on the expense side, so just a little bit lower than inflation. And despite that, because property values are rising rapidly, there will be a tax increase that's fairly substantial. It's nothing that our local school board could do. And we even looked into drastic proposals like closing both Ludlow and Mount Holly School and tuitioning our kids to neighboring towns. Unfortunately, we did that several years ago with our middle and high school in Black River, and we were kind of sold a bill of goods that was going to save us money. In fact, tuition just skyrocketed for our 7 through 12 kids. So we could try that again, but what happens is they give you a good rate in the first couple years, and then they continue to jack that up over the years. So we've done everything we can to keep taxes as low as possible. We understand that it's not sustainable. Our hope is that the legislature will finally do something. You know, basically the way it works in Vermont is we all put money into a big fund, and then the state divides it back out to all of us. And the rich towns have been spending like drunken sailors for years now. And no matter what we do to keep our expenses low, our tax goes up. So that's kind of a thumbnail overview. I'm happy to try to answer any questions that people have. Yes, sir.
Steve Hazelton, just for the record.
Steve, do you want to come up and speak into the mic?
Is there any public access to a report on the physical condition of the buildings and the plants, including projected out what might need to be replaced at some point? Is that information available that we could get? Because I would find that very, very useful when something comes up about, oh, we need a new boiler, to be able to see that sort of condition now and that projection.
Yeah, thanks. Great question. You should be able to see that in the facilities director's reports. Those are given monthly at the school board meetings for Ludlow Mount Holly. And Todd Para is our current facilities director. But I could just briefly let you know that we have virtually a brand new boiler. It's a gas, very efficient, that was installed last year. And that is cutting our energy bill in half. So that should last for the next 30 to 40 years. We just put out a new roof to bid. That's also out of capital reserves, so that's not any new money coming out of this budget. And that should make the roof last another 30 years. And then there really aren't any other major systems that are scheduled to need any kind of upcoming maintenance. The facility is in excellent condition. Yes,
what about the water system, Craig?
Yeah, the water system has been really challenging. So as almost all of you must know, we have PFAS in the school well, and that has been the case now for, I think we're going on the 5th year. Money has been approved by the state. I'm not a big fan of the state. That's my bias. I don't think they do things very efficiently and in a common sense way. When we first discovered this problem, it was going to cost $200,000 to fix. Every year they keep changing the engineering requirements and pushing the project back. And right now it's slated to cost $1.2 million to fix. Now that's not in this local budget, it's not coming out of local, but as you know, we're all taxpayers in the state of Vermont, so there's no free money. And we even did an analysis where right now the state is paying about $5,000 a year for bottled water, which meets all of the pure water needs of our students and staff. That would last, that 1.2 million would last over 200 years. If they would just let us solve the problem that way. But no, the state has other ideas, and so that finally has made it into the final phase, and this summer we'll finally get a filter system that will be put in. The plan is to share with the town, with their well, and so that problem's just about to be finished. It's kind of complicated, but I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Can I question, can I come up?
Absolutely.
Just to speak on the school's behalf. Taller than my head. Thank you. I just want to speak, I don't know. Oh, Lauren
Could you mention
Escott.
your name, right?
Yes, Lauren Escott. I know many of you might not know me, but if you recognize me, I work in the school. I work as a sub in Mount Holly School, and in Ludlow, I am a behavioral interventionalist working in the intensive needs program with those children. I personally do not have children in this school or any school, and I don't plan on having any, but I know how important our education is for these students. So I just want to I'm also on the PTG for this school, first non-parent to be a part of it. So that's how much I care about these kids. And I just want to say that for anyone who is concerned about taxes, because I am young and I feel these taxes very hard. So I understand. And I think page 30, I think everyone should have gotten this in the mail. I don't know if you have it, but it's the Ludlow Mount Holly Unified Union School District annual report. I just want to point out, either here or at home, page 13 from our superintendent, I had a great breakdown of the taxes. I just found that very helpful because I am a new homeowner and I don't always understand the taxes. And even if you do, I think they did a great job breaking that down because I know there was a bit of confusion, even for myself working in the school last year, with how state versus town and education taxes work. Because like you said, sometimes it's not anything we're doing locally, it's other schools in the state that are still going to raise our taxes. So we might as well give our kids in our town the best education we can, if everyone else is giving it too. And we're going to pay anyway. So I appreciate everybody's support on behalf of both schools that I work in and the town. So thank you.
Any other discussion regarding the school? If there's not, we would move on then to Article 14. Thank you, Craig. Article 14 is to transact all other necessary and proper business. Anybody have any other necessary and proper business? Yes, somebody. Yes, Dave Vetter.
I'd like to give kudos to our road department. Absolutely. Great job they've done during this winter.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks, everyone. Any other necessary and proper business to share? Yes.
Peter Collins. I just have a quick comment regarding Article 12. I think if you look at the Declaration of Independence, that's pretty much covered in the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal, and the pursuit of happiness, or life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is fair and equal to all. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
We don't need to delineate people. You know, it's all people. Everybody's created equal.
Could you state your name again? So,
Peter Collins.
Okay. Thank you. Any other thoughts, comments? If not, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Second? Anybody against adjournment? Hearing none, we're adjourned.